Welcome to another episode of Why I Should Play a Bard.
Okay, so
No, I like it.
last week y'all covered quite a lot of ground. Or water.
Technicalities.
Yes. Made it all the way from Corsford to Port Town down here in a day. And you were about to cross the... When we left off, you were about to try and catch the ferry to... Like, when you woke up in the morning, you were going to catch the ferry to cross the river into the next kingdom, because that is the kingdom in which the princess was last seen. And you know, because it totally was on the flyer, that the last site she was in, the last place cited was... I just wrote it the fuck down. A town called Stagside.
Stagside.
Which...
Easily spelled name. I like it. Unless you're fucking with me.
It's probably spelled some like really weird Germanic or Gaelic spelling where it's like half the word is pronounced.
It's Stagside. It's just all one word.
Okay.
No, I was trying to like write stuff down. I was like, I am a fucking asshole for this.
Thanks.
So, you have to find a town called Stagside, which is the last place she was seen, in the kingdom of Doldyrna, which is this larger southern kingdom here.
That I probably can't spell.
It is spelled like on the Roll20
in
chat.
Kingdom.
Oh, thank you for just typing it out.
There.
I appreciate you.
And you are about to leave the kingdom of Geared, which is spelled like this. So you're going from the easier to the worst spelling.
Boy.
And the third kingdom name, that is not at the moment relevant, but you would have encountered people from there while you were in Corsford, is the one over here, where you can see that triangle road situation, was Doldyrna, which is spelled like...
No.
Like this. And they are the three kingdoms under the prime city of Abenhold, spelled like that, which is the star down here. That is the province in which you are in. That's the information that you need. The cat wants to come back in now. You're guessing what?
That Doldyrna or Dearness means kingdom or province or something like that.
Potentially.
Since it's the end of everything.
Basically. Okay. So, you stayed the night at the little rundown tavern with a couple of rooms above it, looked up after by a computer's
cat.
A cat elf named Zara, who apparently is sleeping in the rafters. The goal in the morning is go down to the ferry where you're supposed to look for Richard to cross the river and get out of Geared. So, as you wake up...
It's pronounced Dodge.
You're waking up in the morning to the wonderful sounds of too many people downstairs. And since it's a small place, low ceilings, it wasn't put together with soundproofing in mind. You can hear quite clearly everything going on downstairs. So it's like jumbled mess, people in and out, getting like very at break of dawn, basically. Like within an hour, it's suddenly the place is packed of people coming in, eating, drinking before they head out on the boats. What are we doing in the morning?
I will get up and go downstairs to get some breakfast.
Get some breakfast.
Fast.
What's everybody else doing? Are we still there? Unless you are bound and determined, there is no longer still sleeping for Rhian. The elves don't sleep.
So the Tintlet's already down there having breakfast.
Probably. Let me make sure.
Chatting with the cat.
You're a little quiet. Can you get closer to the mic?
Yeah, sorry, I said she's chatting with the cat of the bartender.
Cool. And that is spelled this way, by the way. Alright, so Tyr, as you head downstairs, you can see, you of course can spot Tintlet in whatever any room, 'cause she's wearing the absolute brightest colors, just this bright red, only person wearing bright red in a room full of people wearing, like, basically work clothes. She's kind of just chilling at the bar, talking to Zara across, see half of Zara's wild hair is, like, kind of like musk, the other half is sticking straight out, and looks like she hasn't really, tended it this morning. May or may not have even had time. But when
That's why
there's
you
no
wear your
telling.
hair like mine, so that you don't even.
As you come down, you like, again, loaded with people on various kinds of workman's clothing. You mark most of them as various, like, sailors or fishermen.
Okay.
There is another person behind the bar now with Zara, who is this fairly large.
Oh.
Morrin has gone out for her morning calisthenics, and Lindsay needs to pop into the other chat.
Yep.
What it says.
It's going to be a complicated session today. Hold on. Copy link address. Play this. Loop. Why are we not playing?
I imagine her calisthenics are the weirdly peppy kind.
Possibly. Where is GroovyBot?
Not here.
I killed it.
Alright, so unfortunately no music today because GroovyBot is not working. Watch it turn on and blare in my ears immediately.
Probably. I'll go deaf.
Yeah. Okay. What was I... Yes. Tyr, you come down, you see a large woman joined behind the counter with Zara. Fairly, like, she's quite tall. She's about 6'1". Very built. Looks like she's been doing, like, life of hard work, somewhere between her 40s and 50s. Hair's kind of, like, pulled back into, like, a messy bun of, like, this ash hair is kind of falling in her face a bit, streaked with some gray. And she's just, like, very quietly and sternly making drinks. Whenever someone speaks to her, though, you see her turn. Immediately, it's like flipping a switch. She just starts smiling and talking with the person who comes up and orders. And the second they walk away, she's like right back to working.
Is she human?
She appears to be.
Yeah.
Sit. Sit.
I will walk up to the counter and very politely order some breakfast. Hi. Yes, I was wondering if I might be able to get something to eat and something to drink. Just whatever you've got on hand.
She looks up, and she does the same to you. Like the second she looks up and sees you, immediately it's just all smiles. She's like, "Oh yes, I'll get something right for you." And she walks away. In the moment when she smiled, though, you could see that her bottom canine teeth were quite large, so you could probably assume that she has some orc blood.
Orc blood. Yes.
Whoa.
And she kind of heads out around, like, yes, you can tell it's like everything that's in this room pretty much just last night is just drink. Any food, they're going out and out of the building and through the back and then back in after a few minutes. She returns after a little while with what seems to be the stock breakfast. If you look around, you see everyone pretty much has it. It's some kind of like a potato-y mash with like fish and small chunks of bread.
Awesome. I will gladly take it and pay.
And you're going to deduct blah 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 blah. $3 copper for the breakfast.
Hey, Copper.
Yep. What is Rhian up to?
She's getting breakfast as well.
Alright, so everybody's downstairs?
I believe so.
Cool.
Unless
And Morrin is out doing her patrolling / morning calisthenics. Okay. So as it's the kitten butt. Kitten butt.
Kitten butt.
As you sit and eat, just as quickly as the crowd came in and woke y'all up, it seems to start kind of ebbing as people kind of head out, and start hitting the boats. And eventually Zara comes around and like hanging off the side of the counter across from you. It's like, everybody sleep okay? Morning. Hi. And she starts like now smoothing down her hair. Like the slightly crazed look in her eyes are dilated.
Tell somebody's more of a morning person than most.
No.
You do a good job faking it then. I'll
Thank
just
you.
continue eating my meal.
Is there anything you need? Anything at Daisy got you already. What'd you say?
Tintlet will seconds of breakfast.
Right. Seconds.
I was really hoping that was Daisy, and I was.
Oh, right, Daisy.
Yes.
I forgot. Yes.
Yes, that was Daisy.
Yes.
You didn't take my suggestion with Goliath, but half orc's good enough. I
Half
guess.
orc or partial orc still works.
Goliath wouldn't like it down here. It's too warm. Yeah, she kind of nods and smiles to Tintlet. She's like a little shell-shocked, not quite as present as she was the previous night, but she goes out and comes back with your seconds. So that's all you need then. You guys you're good. You're going on your work thing, right?
Hey,
Yes.
work thing. Yep, that's the plan. No, I think.
Remind me, did you mention in front of Zara whether or not you were still getting the boat or going to the ferry?
I think I did say that because I think I kind of said it in passing, and she said, "Oh yeah, just go talk to him" or something like that.
Yeah. She's like, okay, good, because the ferry has the set times there are, and she kind of looks and there's like this post in the back leaning behind some couple casks. You can't quite tell what any of it means, but there's like some etchings and stuff on it. Looks like scratches, and you just see her like looking like it's like, it's going to be in 20 minutes, 4 hours, 20 minutes, noon, dinner. No. 20 minutes.
Okay, 20 minutes. I'll look over at Rhian, just kind of be like, okay. I'm having a hard time following this. I just woke up, for feck's sake. I guess we better get going. 20 minutes.
It's either 20 minutes or 4 hours or 4 hours and 20
Or
minutes.
noon. What time is it even right now?
It's about
Dawn?
you're at about by now you're at about nearing an hour after sunrise.
Yeah, it's pretty early.
Like
I
pretty
haven't
much
been
as
to the
the
one
sun
country
started to
that makes
rise, the
watches
cavern
in
was
this-
full. Huh?
I said I've never been to the one country that makes watches in this world.
No, but they sell shit here. You've seen watches. They're just not cheap.
I know. Yeah, exactly. And how poor am I? Have I been intermingling with these people that have clocks?
You probably arrested a few, but they didn't get it through honest means.
That's true.
I might have
That or
robbed
they're
a
just
few when I was
knockoffs
a
that
kid.
don't even work. I only know the time if I can see the sun.
Well,
That's what I had
you
survival
did get
check.
the you did get the impression that because of the you couldn't understand the scratches, but you got the impression she was trying to read you a schedule, but the most that she could be sure about was 20 minutes.
I understood that it was a schedule. I didn't understand anything else.
Alright, so you have 20 minutes in which to get to the ferry. Is anybody going to make any other stops in the town that you're in, quote unquote?
Not planning
Before we
on
leave
it.
the kingdom?
Not for me
Okay.
anyway. I don't know what you guys want to do.
This town makes me nervous, and I've already spent too much money.
Tintlet?
Oh yeah. She's enjoyed her tubers. She's ready to go. She's never had the northern version of potatoes.
Just like this isn't even like the best version of northern potatoes you could have. It's like just like thrown into a pot and mashed, whatever they had next to it, just kind of thrown in, which isn't bad, but it's like not fancy.
Yep.
It's potatoes. It's
Well,
when it comes to
Jella's
taste,
used to,
it's hard to fuck up.
shriveled little, well, not shriveled, but she's used to like small, tiny desert potatoes that are like
Small.
very hard, and you have to cook them for like hours to get them good.
That's an all-day meal.
Yeah.
There's a kitten beside me, and he is distracting. I'm really sad that I don't
Yeah.
have the music to keep me on task right now.
Aw.
I'm really sad that you decided to bring the Chaos Child in as soon as you decided that it was time to start playing.
It wasn't my idea. It was his. Cats are gonna cat.
Yeah.
This was literally on the rule list in session 0. Cats are going to cat. Like 20 minutes ago, Grim would have been screaming in the corner. Alright, so you guys wrap up with breakfast as you are gearing up to head out, making sure you have all your things. You have about 10 minutes now to get over to the ferry. You can see Morrin coming back around from her patrol. And since it's a small area, you can kind of tell it's like it's this itty bitty little spit of a town at the edge of basically a peninsula between the two rivers. So you can kind of see the southbound dock and start heading down. Kitten.
Well, Lindsay, I love your Halloween sweater.
Thank you. Guess what? Boo.
Oh. Right. Well, I guess we will start moving and head for the ferry then.
Dockward.
Dockward.
There's a dock.
As you approach the ferry, you can see a couple of posts on each side of the very small dock. You kind of see like a flat ferry and a couple of men standing on each end with long poles. But on one post to the left, it's kind of what you saw at the other docks. It's the couple of carvings reminiscent of Lear's, the sea god. On the other post, you see a sign that says, now leaving Geared. Finally, your feet will be dry. And underneath it, you can see, like, kind of scratched in, looks like somebody took a knife to it and goes like, at least we're not a bunch of snooty, and then whatever word that was has been scraped over.
I do not understand this sign.
Rhian rubs the sign with the god's charm on it. Not because she knows of any tradition, but it looks like it's been touched a lot, so she wants to touch it.
Feel. As you
My
like
feet
how the-
have been dry. I don't understand.
That's right, she missed the swampishness.
She did.
All right. As you are approaching the ferry, you notice of the two men, only one of them really seems to turn and pay you any mind. The other one just kind of is like, I'm only here for this, and he's just holding his pole. He seems very intent on this pole.
He's got a job to do and he's doing it.
Yes.
be the poor.
I appreciate that attitude.
It would.
The man towards the closer end of the ferry kind of turns and looks as you approach. He's like, right, that's forwards across. Forwards across.
Hey, forwards across.
He's just kind of looking past you, making sure, like, kind of raising his voice, but he's like, 4 to cross in 5 minutes. Oh, nobody else is coming. And he just kind of sits back down. It's like, Richard, Alan.
We found him.
It's 2 copper per.
Perfect. I was told we were supposed to come and find Richard anyway, so nice to meet you. And you said 2 copper a person?
Yeah. Told by who?
Did we ever get the other guy's name?
I don't remember, so you can just say
I
whatever the fuck.
never wrote it in my notes, and I usually did.
I'm just having one of those days. It's like, that's a detail I don't remember. I found kingdoms. I don't remember his name.
Gerald.
Gerald sent us.
Oh,
We
yeah.
came down from Courtford with him.
Oh, yeah.
I made that up.
It's
That
fine.
works.
In your defense, I don't think he was named.
I don't think we got a name, so.
Oh, yeah, Jerry. Yes.
He prefers Gerald.
Yes, let's say, 6 copper for the group, then.
Oh, 6 copper for the group.
And, as you
Sounds good.
step down onto the ferry, you kind of feel, like, kind of buckle and bow a bit, and with your weight kind of slide away from the dock before, Rich kind of reaches over, grabs the pole, and pulls it back, and you kind of get a sense, Tyr, you definitely get a sense that maybe the reason the guy in the back is so intent on his pole is because if he wasn't, the entire thing would start flowing away.
Lovely.
That's why you need a rope link ferry instead of a pole ferry.
What?
Alright, so...
We'll very quickly sit down in the middle of that ferry, so that thing does not seem stable.
Okay. So after you have paid the man and taken your seats, he kind of gives it another 5 minutes, just kind of looking, watching the road. Every now and then he calls out, was like, 3 minutes. 2 minutes. Just every now and then, just in case anybody else wants to come on, and like, right as he hits about 1 minute, you see, like, this little old halfling kind of, like, come toddling up and just jump in and sit right next to you, Tyr, before he starts pushing off. And he's just, like, fumbling, and it hands up, like, 2 copper before he just sits holding his bag, like, okay, and he just kind of buries his face in his bag, and just sits,
Well, you
like,
made it
quiet.
just in time.
Don't talk to me, hate the water.
Oh.
This guy has a
It's
story
alright.
with him.
Wouldn't you prefer
Right.
someone talk to you so you're distracted?
Don't make me think about things, I hate the water.
But that would be the perfect time to think about things.
Like what?
Water.
Well, do you have any family?
They're on the other side of the water.
Yeah, what are they? Do you have a wife and kids, or
My husband and 3 dogs.
what's your husband's name?
Bill.
Best children.
What?
Did you say
what
Bill
are
or-
your What are your dogs? What kind of dogs do you have?
The first thing that popped in my head was Mars Chonk and Fuck Ass, but those are not their names. No, fuck it, those are their names.
All right. What kind of dogs are they?
The Mastiff's really nice. We got a good deal. He kind of looks up and just starts talking about the dogs. He seems very invested in these dogs. Come on.
Oh,
It's the first time I've ever seen Morrin actually have polite conversation.
well, you know, they would really miss you if this boat sank and you drowned.
And it's gone. Never mind. I was wrong.
He just kind of looks like all the color drains from his face, just like, and just buries his head.
I'll reach out very gently. It's all right. You're gonna be all right. I promise. It's. I think these guys know what they're doing. They seem like they're very skilled at it. I think you'll be just fine.
But luckily for him, by the time you get to this point, you are definitely away from the dock, like well out. As you move out, it is definitely listing, like it's following the current. So the current. As you hit the center of the river, you are being pulled quite quickly down. The path you end up taking kind of like arcs as you move, because like once they start reaching it seems to slow a little once you hit the shallows on the other side. He pulls it slowly back around towards the slowly approaching dock on the other side. Oh no, the trip takes... What?
I was just saying, see, this is why they should have a roped ferry instead of a pole ferry.
Are you saying that in character?
Yes.
As
Am I going to get thrown overboard for that?
As you're saying, you do. I will say, because of your passive perception, I don't have to make you roll, because you have to duck as Richard kind of like swings the pole around to readjust it and fix it.
No. He just wipes out.
And tears back into the water.
It like all froze. You like froze in the position as you were like doing your pole thing and just stopped.
As he just kind of like pulls the pole over and refixes it. He's like, "Oh, we tried the rope once. One storm, and it was a funny thing. It when we were in the middle of the river, it pulled both moorings on each end free, and well, they were all right.
That
but
sounds
we didn't
like a
see
great
those
time.
guys for a week."
Yeah, that's...
Wow, that is a tragic story of something that happened on the water.
You're
I'm sure you have many of those.
Oh yeah, so many stories, and he launches into another.
I would like to hear them. Yes.
No, she would not.
I don't know if Morrin's being mean-spirited or if she thinks she's helping. That's the issue here.
I have to fix the camera real fast, so while I'm doing that, just say he's launching into another story of an apparently incredibly inept pirate that made his way up the river and thought that he'd get something from anywhere. It involved sinking and burning of several ships. Now bear with me one second.
Tintlet gets nervous and kind of starts to hunker down next to Tyr.
Oh my god.
It's
all right. I'm guessing these folks probably make their river crossings all the fucking time. There's no need for worry.
Oh yeah, every day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure these river crossings sometimes go awry. It's good to be prepared for all of them.
Oh,
and I'm sure they are.
Once.
You what?
I've only lost a ferry once.
How long have you been at this?
Lose this ferry?
How long ago? 5 years. How? I was on the one that broke free, but I managed to swim to the shore. The rest of the guys, they stayed on. I jumped.
You see, Bill, he's a strong swimmer. He'll help you if we say.
No, his husband's name's Bill.
What?
His
I
husband's
didn't say
name's Bill.
I said Bella.
Oh, okay. My ear heard Bill. Poor Bill.
William.
Poor Bill's husband.
Yeah, we don't even know his name. We just know his husband's name is Bill.
Yep. Poor Bill. If his husband were to drown in the river, that would be unfortunate for him.
Who are you people?
I very deeply apologize for her. Please don't pay her any mind.
I am being concerned for Bill.
We appreciate your concern. I'm sure Bill would appreciate your concern, but I don't think it's really all that necessary.
Well, it is good to be vigilant while in a dangerous situation.
You are correct
It's good to know of all the factors.
She's just making
Rhian
sure
is
that he
doing
gets
her
home
best
safely
not
to
to ask
Mars,
you
Chonk, and fuck ass. You broke character. Sorry, I enjoyed that.
Rhian is trying very hard not to ask anyone if they know funeral rites for no reason at all.
I do.
Rhian didn't ask.
Don't worry, if there were to be deaths, they would get funeral rites. Although I do not know which god has jurisdiction of these waters, I would make sure the Raven Queen would see their souls to the other side.
How very thoughtful of you, Morrin.
I know.
Richard just goes like, I don't know anything about a Raven Queen. Technically, Lear
Most
has
people
jurisdictions. Is she?
Well, I will make sure that the Raven Queen gets the dead to Lear.
What about this Bogwash god that I can't remember the name of, but I'm pretty sure it sounds like Bogwash.
Bashwag! Oh, careful you talk about the old lady. You don't want to see the washerwoman after you've had a bad day talking about her.
Fuck.
Be careful, Rhian.
Have you been talking bad about Bogwash?
Yeah, Morrin, it's the frog. Don't talk about
It is my
The one
accent.
the one name Rhian gets right from now on.
For the briefest moment, Richard has this look of the fuck did I just say? But then it's gone, and he's back to like that blank, barely there look that he's got going on. You can't tell if he's bored or if he's just like this. I'm just trying, because I said that the river was exaggerated, so it's not actually, like, miles wide. Just doing some math. Alright, so, because of the long arc that the ferry is taken, it takes, and it's not, like, the fastest pace fighting the current, but after about...
That's the ferry.
It's, the nearer side of the next hour when he's finally, like, pulling in and tying off.
See, look, what did I tell you? We made it safe and sound. Oh, you're really...
We aren't off the boat yet.
What'd you say, Rashna? You went all quiet.
Tintlet jumps out as fast as she can.
Aw.
Oh yeah, we were fucking with Tintlet too, weren't we? Didn't even notice that.
She's seeing some of the biggest water she's ever seen.
Probably true. Probably very true. She'll very carefully get off and politely offer to help the halfling off.
He kind of gets up, he's like shaky, takes like a little step, and another little step, and he reaches up a hand.
Morrin starts rocking the boat a little bit.
I shoot her a death glare and then pick him up like a child and put him on the shore.
Just yoinks up this little halfling man and sets him down. He's like,
Alright.
See? I told you.
The boat rocking finally takes it from 60% sure she's being mean to 99% sure she's being.
You see him, he kind of like starts like shaky walking over towards the only structure, on this dockside, the only structure in this area is this small little hut with these 3 gigantic mastiffs kind of like run around outside. All 3 of them run up and tackle the halfling once he's within 100 feet. But it's the only structure that you can see. Like, there's a couple of posts that look like wagon posts. But mostly this side of the ferry, it's roads. There's a travel road heading up one side of the river, heading downriver, and then a slightly smaller one heading out into the grassland.
Morrin leans over to Rhian. Which one do you think is his husband?
No, there are only 3 there, which means that the husband is somewhere else, dog or otherwise. We should probably go before he sends fuck ass after us because we fucked with him.
I was not fucking with anyone.
Yeah, I'm not buying that.
I'm very concerned for boat safety.
Also not buying that.
I am Steely Face.
Maybe now he will have learned his lesson and will learn how to swim. It is a very important life skill.
Yeah,
You'd agree with that?
especially when you live so close to a river.
Yes.
Being
You should
afraid of
really
the
skip
water while you're
out.
living near a river is not usually a good combination.
Yes, especially since his house is right on the river.
It is a little peculiar, I'll give you that.
What does he do about seasonal floods?
Hopefully, if his husband knows how to swim, they will now have a bonding moment throughout their marriage, which can sometimes be hard to find.
You have such an odd way of looking at life, I swear.
Oh.
On this side, you see another sign. Like the
Stop being cute.
you don't notice it until you're leaving in, but there's another carving for Lear. But this side, the sign was actually facing Fairy side.
Congratulations, defeat a drag.
In some quite nicely carved lettering. It says, "Entering Doldyrna. Please do not point wands at guards."
Fuck is that supposed to mean?
They have very strange mottos for these countries.
That's just one way to put it.
Alright, you have 3 roads in which you can take, or open grassland.
Alright, which road leads to... Hold on, I need to check my notes.
Alright, there's a road leaning along this way of the river, along this way of the river, and then one leading out this way.
I think it's the out this way one that leads to Stag Side, correct?
Roll me an intelligence check.
Son of a fuck. That was an 8.
Well, you're positive that Stag Side is in Doldyrna. And you've heard that it's near the wood.
Said as much on the poster.
You've heard that it's near the Kingswood. You have no clue where it is.
Well, it's Stackside and it's near a forest, so I guess we're going forestward.
You-
Oi!
Forward.
Also, you cannot see from where you're at the forest.
Yeah, it's pretty far
You
away.
see
I know-
open grassland. Like, each hex is 6 miles.
Yeah, but I know.
I turn back to Richard. Oi! Do you know which way to Stagside?
Stag Side. Information desk, and he points at the tiny hut, and then
Thank you, I appreciate
no,
it.
no problem.
Roll my eyes and go to the information desk.
Why did he take so long thinking about it?
Because Richard is a dick. He did give us a decent price for crossing, though. I'll give him that. He's a nice dick.
But yeah, your visibility is only for 2 miles. You cannot see the wood from here. Okay. So as you head up to the little bitty hut, the mastiffs, Bill's husband is still, like, trying to kind of move around and through them. They're each easily, like, 5 times his weight, minimum. trying to make his way up to the door, and he's like, yes?
Probably twice the height, too.
Yes, get down, yes, get your fuck ass, get down. Yes!
Oh, that one's fuck ass.
Trying really hard not to find that as adorable as it is.
You notice that that fuck ass is the one with the spot on his left ear.
Of course.
I would have gone with Spot, but whatever. They're not original.
They all have spots and blotches of some kind, but fuck asses is on his left ear.
So that one is not Bill.
No, Bill is my husband.
No, I wasn't going to judge.
Can't. Bill.
He just looks at you, he's like, can I help you?
I'm sorry, we don't mean to bother. We're just trying to get some information on how to get to Stagside.
Stagside? Yes. Give me a minute. And he kind of like goes inside, unlocks, like up to the door, kind of unlocks it, goes inside. You hear some murmuring inside. Apparently his husband's Bill is home, but he was just like chilling. After about a minute, one side of the hut suddenly like folds up, and this entire side looks like a little info desk now. Inside you can see like half of the room. It's like this little one-room house. Half of the room is like bookcases, slots, and like little like maybe like some kind of mix between like maps and a mail area. And the other half is a bed, a small wood stove, and slowly filling amount of floor full of dog as they kind of follow the halfling in the door. And you see Bill kind of still chilling on the bed, a little cup of tea. Is this another halfling with bushy red hair, just kind of sitting there and kind of like nods, just keeps sipping.
It's my nephew pointing me to that one.
And
Just keeps getting more and more interested.
and Bill's husband comes up and kind of like climbs up some stool just out of sight, just kind of sits. He's like, all right, Stagside. He like wrestles around and pulls out a map and rolls it out. And he rolls out a map of the province, which is basically this map. You see the Shog Marsh where you came, the markings from Corsford and down the river. He's like, okay, Stagside. Stagside is going to be here. And he points to the far end of this large chunk of marked forest. Looks like it will begin about 6 to 10 miles away. But it's this little indented section of the forest right in there.
Right, perfect. So it looks like we
So
need to be
depending on
taking
whether we
the,
want-
probably
so we can
the-
either
I need you to speak
Go
one
ahead.
at a time.
Go ahead.
Tears go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my god.
So we can, if we're going through the forest, we can take. Since it's called the King Forest, I hesitate to do. If we go through the forest, we can take the center one. If we want to take the road, we go to the east route.
Oh,
What
no. Don't go through
That's
the
a
forest.
west route.
Don't go through the forest.
Mind
So
giving
not-
a reason why?
Bugbears.
Is that the only reason?
Well, there's lots of reasons, but that's the biggest one. They're the biggest.
Literally the biggest
Oh, yeah,
reason.
we are
Alright.
pretty big, right?
Especially,
Alright.
like, on foot? No. Mm-mm. See, you're gonna want
As
to
opposed to flying.
Well, I don't know. There's some tricks. Are any of you wizards?
Maybe.
Not yet, no.
Roll deception, because I think it's funny.
Me? Or
No,
Tyr,
Tyr,
who
who
said
went maybe.
Shit. That's bad.
A natural one!
Obviously,
I envy you for rolling and getting out.
You cannot pass for a magic student in this kingdom.
I didn't say I was the wizard. I just said maybe. You said one of us.
He kind of looks he looks at you, there's his eyes, and looks at the rest of you and back and is like, I might believe the jingly red one, but no.
Fine. Well, what would you recommend
yeah,
as being
well,
the fastest way at
fair.
least to get there? What?
The fastest way, well, the fastest way is if you take the north road up and then go down. Although if you take the road around the bottom of the wood, you can make good time.
We're sort of in a bit of a hurry here.
Do you have do you have any ride, like a cart? A ride?
No.
You know where we might be able to get one?
Horses are expensive.
Top of my head, not off top of my head, there is usually, if you head on the north road, there might be a couple of homesteads that might have one for sale. If you take the southbound road, well, then first you'd go past the windmill and the...
Are there any settlements along the way on either of these roads?
Oh, there's plenty of towns up and down the river. There's some in the forest. You specifically looking for one selling the cart? Off the top of my head, I'm not sure.
We're looking to pay for
sure
passage either way.
I'm sure, like, whichever direction you pick, first town will have passage for you. Just don't go through the wood. What are you whispering?
I said I kind of want to go through the wood now.
Yeah. Thank you for your information and for your help. We appreciate it. I'm sure we'll find our way one way or another.
No problem. He, like, rolls up the map and kind of holds his hand out.
I high-five him. You know.
He just kind of looks at his hand and goes like... And inside the house, you hear this little snickering and rattling of China as Bill just laughing into his tea.
How much for the information?
Well, it's not priced per se, but you know, it's customary to tip in Doldyrna, and he kind of like puts his maps away and hops down, all disgruntled.
I give him.
What do you
I
give him?
put 2 copper on the desk, I guess. 2 copper on the desk.
He kind of like
He's getting his fairy told.
Just kind of leans and was like, "Have a good day."
He's
Same
getting his
to
fairy
you.
payback, so gets it's a win.
I wave past him and his husband. Bye, Bill.
Oh, bye.
Right, so which way are we going then? I'll turn around to the others. We've got the scary forest path that's apparently full of bugbears, or we've got a long windy road that's going to take us east and around.
I hear the chaos roller.
Go around.
Sorry, Rashna, you're really, really quiet.
I said, let's go around.
Go around? We don't like the sound of a little bit of adventure?
Oh shit, horses are expensive.
Believe it. I'm not looking to buy a cart and horse. I just want to pay somebody to take us.
What'd
Maybe
you
I
say,
could buy
Rashna?
one of his mastiffs.
I don't even know what a bugbear is.
They're scary. It's manageable. If you're smart.
And hairy. Very hairy.
It's too much doubtful.
It's alright, I've seen Morrin handle them before.
But will taking the long way around actually be longer if we're stuck fighting bugbears on the shorter road? Which way would actually be shorter?
Yeah, but depending on where the bugbears come from, if they come from behind us, it'll speed us up a lot.
Why would
Valid
it speed
point.
us up a lot?
Because we're not going to be running toward them.
We aren't.
I mean, you're welcome to. It'll give us a head start.
If you will not fight them, I will.
You know you will.
I'll
Like
fight
fully
them.
said, I've seen you
I'm
deal
just,
with them before.
Just sit here.
I'll fight them. It's just if they're giving me motivation, then I'll thank them for it.
Just gonna sit here and drink.
Kind of want to watch you fight one now.
Pet my cat. Oh, y'all pick.
I see what you're doing.
It's funnier to me every time I do it.
Sure it is.
Fair enough. Right,
Weirdo.
well, we need to figure this out because we're wasting daylight sitting here fighting about it.
We're burning daylight.
Fine, let's take the east road then. If we need, we could see if there's a path that cuts through part way.
The road that travels
knows?
east is called the North Road. Wait, is that
Right.
the North Road?
I'm
Going
assuming.
east. I'm so confused with their direction.
Yes, it's the north road that travels east, and then the south road travels south and also is in the direction of south. The west road travels west and then goes south.
Right,
Welcome
so,
to Doldyrna.
The naming systems here piss me off. I should have got the warning from fuck ass.
probably. Alright, well, let's get moving then.
On the bright side, you cannot see swamp as far as the eye can see.
Be nice and dry.
Yes.
Yeah, but we
Well,
only have
Touch the
1
sign as
mile
I
of
pass
visibility.
then, since there's a marking for later.
I touch it as well, still not knowing what that means.
I'll give Rhian a very confused and interested look. Not say anything.
It looked smooth.
Then yes. I suppose it is.
You know, Bronze Angel's toes on the Hoover Dam? It's kind of like that. It's like, even if you
Immediately
didn't know
breaks
about the
character.
What the fuck is that? What is a Hoover Dam? Why are you touching Bronze Angels?
Specifically Bronze Angel's toes.
Oh, it's... You can defeat Rhian.
No, but people are on the Hoover
Not
Dam
sure I
now.
would have picked you for that.
I wasn't speaking
No.
in character.
I suspected.
And what gave you that clue, Morrin?
Well, you know. Feet people are just a certain type.
Not in the face. And I didn't say that in character.
It's too late.
Now you did.
Alright, moving on.
So you start out on the north road that heads east.
Take the North Road that actually goes east.
As you are traveling along, in the first couple of hours, it sticks fairly alongside the river. Like, you can constantly see or hear it, give or take a couple copses of trees that might pass. After about hour 3, it starts to turn more south and kind of like divert away from the river. Like, you can, it's still within a mile of you, as far as you could tell for a while, but you could it's starting to move away and down south. And
Oh, great. The North Road is heading south now.
there's 1 and 2.
I think
This road
all the
doesn't know
roads
where
just
it
headed
goes.
south. I think all the roads headed south, so they just didn't want to name them all. Be confused.
South Road. Be very confusing.
Well, there's not actually a road that goes north for them from that spot. It's just the ferry.
So they've got the East South Road, the West South Road, and the South South Road.
Yes. Again, welcome to Doldyrna. It's going to be fun.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I wish I could say that I'm absolutely certain that Rhian won't burn this country to the ground.
As you hit, as you're moving through your third hour, I would like everyone to roll a perception check. Alright, we got a 19, a 21, an 8, and what did you get, Morrin?
14.
And a 14. Alright. Tintlet, you are just like wide open spaces again. Well, Tyr, Morrin, and I was about to say Fee, but it's Rhian. As you are walking, you notice these shapes kind of moving through the taller grass off road, just like the back of some kind of like big tawny thing, just like moving. The closest one seems to be about 300 feet away from you.
Hey, what's that?
We don't
Can I
know.
do a nature check?
As you stay and watch, you can kind of like just from the distance you're at, it's kind of like it's still, moves a little bit, and is still, moves a little bit, and is still. Tintlet, who hasn't quite noticed yet, as she kind of comes up, like and kind of turns to see where you guys are looking. Her clothes give a little jingle, and the thing like a part of it kind of raises up, and you see these two huge sets of antlers just kind of rise up above the grass, and then you're just being stared down by this gigantic, thick-bodied, deer-looking elk creature.
Hey, do you think we can ride that?
You think you can catch it?
That's a secondary, man.
You gotta catch it before you can ride it.
Yeah, but we need to know if we can ride it before we can catch it to ride.
I would think you probably could. Would you really want to? That's the question. Those antlers look pretty fucking mean.
On a scale of moose to killing me, how sharp are the antlers?
They look like elk antlers, so they're quite sharp.
Stabby. Very stabby.
It is a moose-sized elk, is what you're looking at.
I thought this road was the one to avoid things. Somebody make a loud noise to scare it away.
But I want to ride it. Also, it didn't seem intimidated by Tintlet's loud noises. I
You
can't.
are so
watch.
quiet.
Should I just cast on it?
Could
No.
try.
Tyr, what did you just say? Because
I said, please, by all means, go and try and tame your ride. I will watch. Cheer you on, I promise.
As you are debating, it kind of lowers his head and goes back to grazing.
Doesn't seem bothered at all.
I slowly approach the.
No.
What did you say, Tintlet?
I said, let's just keep walking, and then we're gonna approach it.
I grabbed the back of Rhiannon's like shirt or coat or whatever, like the collar.
We can save a lot of time if we get a couple of.
No, you will just add more time. Let's go.
I have really good animal handling.
I don't know, I kind of wanted to see what would happen. Did it miss
No.
nature here?
No. Once we get the money for finding the princess, you can buy yourself 100 of those.
That's if they sell them.
Or you can come back and catch these. I don't care. But right now we are on this mission.
Fine. I look longingly at my future mount. Would-be mount. I haven't taken a level in fight, or I haven't taken my 3rd level in fighter yet, guys. I could still be a cavalier if you let me catch it now.
As you as you head out, the one closest to you kind of raises his head and watches again, but doesn't otherwise move. You notice a couple more in the distance as you walk, but they all kind of, like, the most they ever seem to do is, like, raise their head and look, and then lower it back down. Once you see, when one raises its head, another head appears beside it. You can't see the back because it's just a small little baby head. Just goes like, and just looks. It's, a baby one of these is easily as tall with its head raised as Rhian is. Before it disappears below the grass again to graze.
What did you say?
Nature wants me to tame it.
I'm sure. Morrin does not.
Are we still arguing about this? I tuned you guys out.
I figured as much.
I love how invested in these things.
Every time I see a cute animal, Morrin kills it. So I want myself a big deer that Morrin can't
You
kill.
didn't get your giant rats, you want your giant deer.
I have only killed one animal in front of you.
Too much.
One too many.
If I must, I will kill these elk too. Please do not derail this mission.
Oh my god.
You continue to travel on. As it starts to near about noon, the river is nowhere in sight, and you can kind of in the distance see this line of green that seems to be the edge of the wood. You also, however, as you've kind of come down the road around a couple of like low hills, you see appear this little structure in the distance, just like a little piece of land kind of just sticking up. As you get closer, it kind of takes shape of this little tower, and then into a windmill. About.
Wait, I thought he said the windmill was on the south route.
He did say that. And then as you kind of like draw up on it, it's kind of situated just off the road. As you draw up past it, the spinners, for the actual word of which I do not know the name of, it looks like one of them is on the side kind of like broken and dangling, and as you come up, you can kind of see that the door on the front is broken and hanging off, and outside you see like general carnage and mess. A fence has been knocked to the ground. There's stuff from inside kind of like strewn out all over, and Rhian, Rhian and Morrin, honestly, you kind of catch the glimpse of something, the tawny shape of something kind of on the ground, like tucked just behind it, a large hide of something laying on the ground. Kind of the same color as the elk, deer things you've been seeing.
If an old lady offers you a pie, don't take it. Curse of Strahd reference.
So we're going around.
Seems like
Don't
the
know,
shortest
are
way
we?
is to cut through the wind.
Alright, we will go through, I guess. And Morrin will start walking through.
Through,
Toward the thing.
are you going towards the windmill, or are you walking on the road past it?
Yeah, like the fastest way to continue on our journey.
As you draw close, you can kind of hear this sudden clatter and thunk from inside and the distant cawing. It sounds of a crow before it's suddenly muffled.
Look to Tintlet and Rhian. We're gonna go look inside, right?
Yeah.
You let Morrin catch. We'll catch up to you, Morrin. Keep going. Clearly, you
Are
don't
you
want
sure
to
there
look.
there's something that sounds like it could be a raven in there in trouble.
Let's just be clear.
Well, then we'll catch
I
it
do
for
not
her.
care.
But she's definitely not gonna go with Morrin into the dark, creepy woods.
Oh, Morrin's staying on the road. The woods are still a
She's-
couple
yeah.
miles away.
Oh. Okay, well then she's going with Morrin. She's not going with that creepy house.
All right, come on, Rhian. Let's go have an adventure.
Yeah.
If
I
you die, I will
investigate-
not save you.
Oh, so you'll go and you'll tell
We
your
got it.
Raven Queen to take a stranger if he dies on a ferry, but you won't help your friends.
You chose to go into the creepy cabin.
It's the creepy windmill, thank you.
Fine.
Whatever, the creepy building.
Thought
This
you were all
language
about
is so
creepy.
nitpicky. No, I actually like fields of flowers. I braid them in my hair. Sometimes I like the beach.
Feel I need to witness this to believe it. Come on, Rhea, let's go.
Sometimes I frolic.
That I really want to see.
Alright,
I'm not even laughing, but that made me tear up.
Oh,
Maybe I will sing. I don't know.
Again, the list of things I need to witness is growing.
The only song I can picture Morrin singing is that one kind of creepy Russian song that they sang between 2 episodes of Chernobyl.
In Morrin's own mind, she's the Disney princess of the Shatterkai.
I know! Okay.
We did not have flowers. I quite like them. And
Noted.
butterflies.
Noted. Keep that in mind.
Alright, to the windmill.
As Tintlet and Morrin stay on the road, Tyr and Rhian, you head up into the windmill. Looking inside, how are you approaching?
Where's the tawny mass that looked like it was injured? Or downed?
We're dead.
Well, if you're looking for that first, as you look around the outside wall, you see a large of the deer elk creatures kind of like laying out, strewn out, its neck twisted at an odd angle, and half of its antlers like broken. It seems quite dead. This one had like a long cord around its neck and a little smashed bell that's now kind of just on the ground.
Oh, see, they can be tamed.
That's unfortunate.
We should probably preserve some of the meat to pay respects later.
How
but
long has it been
first we
dead?
investigate. Does it smell quite dead?
You can. Would this be nature or investigate or medicine?
Are there flies around it? God, that's what it is.
It
Doesn't look like anything else has eaten it yet.
It doesn't appear to have been dead for very long.
It's fairly fresh.
Yeah, it's not like you can't tell whether or not it's pre or post rigor, but it's not like bloated or anything. It's just kind of laying there.
I'll crouch down and put a hand on it to see if it feels very warm.
It feels outside temperature. It's not a cold day.
Let's look around, see what's inside first, and we'll figure out what we want to do with it.
All right. And you said there were things strewn around out front of the windmill?
Yes. Various papers, some boxes, like ripped up stuff.
Pick up a few papers to see what's on them.
You see a couple sheets written in like scrawled, barely legible common, but then a few other sheets you cannot read this language. It's just like some scrawled handwriting. You can't even tell which direction you're supposed to read it in, and some glyphs in the center.
Hey, Rhian, does this make any sense to you? Show her.
Do either of us recognize the language?
Give me a quick second to check that you.
I know Elvish and Common,
cannot speak
but
this
like,
language.
can I recognize?
No, you can't.
And I definitely would recognize Druidic after that last village.
It's not Druidic. It's not Druidic.
Of course, it's
The
not
ones
written
that
on paper.
the ones
not
that
a
are in
tree.
common. What do they say?
From what you can read through the scrawled, basically gibberish handwriting, it seems like a diary entry. Its dates is the most legible parts of the page.
I'll take the pages with me. And I will go towards the door.
How are you approaching the door?
Oh, Tintlet.
Did she go get bread?
Maybe it is bread time.
Maybe it's bread.
Bread.
I must
Haha!
poke
We
my
were
breath.
right.
Poke my bread. I am approaching carefully, listening for any sounds inside.
Alright, roll me both stealth and perception.
That's a 10 for stealth.
Got a 15.
That's a 17 for perception.
Okay. Oh, hello. Hello, my kitten.
Oh, bud.
Damn it, Mom, I'm a year old.
He's still a kitten.
He will always
That
be
is now how he sounds in my head.
Alright. Tira, as you come up to the wall, you, because of the mess on the ground around your feet, you kind of, like, step down on some pages here and there, making a bit of noise before you manage to avoid them, come up on the door. And, Rhian, being of much smaller sneakiness, manages to avoid the papers. But as you both come up to the door, you, and look inside, you think it's fairly dim inside. It's not dark enough that neither of you can see, since neither of you have dark vision, but it's not great. As you peer in, you can see most of the light is coming through a gigantic chunk missing from part of the roof, just kind of streaming down through the multiple levels. You can see on one side a row of what looks like bookcases that partway through kind of like start to be like toppled into a mess across the floor, stuff strewn and then joining the mess on the ground outside. And you can see like the most movement that you see inside is like a little drifting piece of paper or black feather.
Which is very interesting.
And specifically, Rhian, you're the one who sees the feather. Tyr, you mostly see paper, dust motes, and nothing else.
The crow is in danger. Or perhaps the crow is the danger.
Dang. Carefully step inside.
You step in, there's like a creak of the floor beneath you. Besides that, it remains quiet.
I sniff around.
Like, specifically, like, looking around? Are you just trying to see what you can tell now that you're inside? Or hi?
Now that I've seen a very domesticated animal that is dead outside, I'm wondering what happened to the owner. So specifically, I'm sniffing to see if I smell dead bodies.
Okay. I would like...
Probably perception.
Yeah, roll me perception again. I was just deciding to not have you do it again. The air is filled with the smell of spilled ink, leather, parchment. You can't really smell anything above that. And there's some, like,
Should I?
materials somewhere that smell very strong, kind of like muddling your sense of smell. Smells like weird spices. What'd you say, Rhian?
Spicy. Should I roll again as well? Or
If you're doing further looking around, yes.
was the bread poking satisfying?
I think she's still poking.
That's a 14 for perception.
Alright, how are you looking specifically?
I'm
Like, are you
looking
are
around.
you trying to sniff?
I'm trying to sniff, but I'm also looking for any signs of it looks like there are signs of a struggle just from what's strewn outside, but signs of a fight of a larger animal than a crow, maybe. Any blood?
It looks like something big smashed through the outside and tore up this lower room. It looks like most of the force is from outside. Something smashed through the wall where the the bookshelves are down, and through the door when it was ripped off. And there's a chunk of the floor ceiling ahead above you that's been ripped down.
Does it smell like expensive spice?
You smell spell ingredients.
Okay.
Because you know what it is.
Alright.
Like, it smells like the kind of, like, cedary stuff that you would have encountered in your past tier. Like, it's just so much mumbled and jumbled for you, you just can't identify individual things.
Whoever did this was definitely in the mood to destroy shit. And I can't tell if it was a beast or something very personal.
Someone was casting some kind of ritual in here.
Wait, what?
Or at least there's ingredients for a spell or ritual in here somewhere.
Rhian, when you mention a ritual, you hear a soft skittering in the floor above you. Going from one side to the other.
I run upstairs.
The stairs are half smashed, but you managed to, with a...
I have an acrobat.
Athletics roll, please.
Or
actually, no, that's going to be... No, use your acrobatics. That's going to be a dexterity skill.
Yeah, I'm jumping. What? Words.
It is rickety staircase. It is dexterity, not strength.
That's
you managed to find these sounds enough stairs to get up.
Parkour.
As you are, like, you didn't hear the noise, so as soon as, like, Rhian was 1 second talking, next second, like, darting off up the stairs, kind of, like, parkouring up what was left of them. Rhian, as you're running up, you hear, and even, like, Tyr, you can hear it now, something louder, like, scrambling up there. And... Now, Rhian, as you hit the second floor, I would like you to make dexterity save. Are you glaring at me? I feel like you're glaring at me.
At 15.
She probably is.
Okay. So as you reach the top of the steps, you hear this, loud... something, like, launches itself from where it had climbed top of another bookcase at you, but kind of, like, launches clumsily, flailing, and you turn in time to see it flying and duck as it, like, thumps and tumbles into the wall on the other side, just kind of, like, sitting there, like, feet propped up, like, full ass over tea kettle against the far wall.
What is it?
Fuck.
It looks like a goblin.
So cute.
We found our goblin.
There's like a little goblin guy.
You just
Is that what that sound
launches
was?
his head your head. You're like, oh, it's a goblin. Dear, it's a goblin.
Great. Found the goblin.
Morrin and Tintlet, you guys would have heard the screech as it launched itself at Rhian from outside.
A loud screech.
Yes.
Warren makes her hard decision to not care.
Sounds about right.
No, that's true.
Are you alright, Rhian?
Yeah, it's a cute little goblin guy up here. Tried to attack me.
I'll climb up the stairs to the point where they're broken. See if I can peek up there.
You're tall enough that you can kind of like peer right around the corner. Just the top of your head, just kind of like, eh.
Great.
You see like pretty
Hey, little
close
guy, you
because like here you see the goblin like trying to like a mess of limbs is trying to right itself. It seems to be a little tangled up in something it's wearing. It's got this long blue cloth coming off of it.
Fuck are you doing here? Ah.
Roll for intimidation.
Don't hiss at me.
It just when you hiss, it just starts hissing back some more.
I just keep going.
So Rhian, you're sitting there like Dragonborn at the bottom of the stairs, and this little goblin tangled in a blue robe, just like hissing at each other in front of you.
Like, can you speak or is it just all hisses?
It turns around and goes like, "Get out of my house!"
Your
Hey,
house
this is
is
your
all
house.
fucked up downstairs. We just came to see if anyone was injured.
No,
Yeah.
I'm fine. Just get out of my house.
All right. Your big antler boy died a little while ago. I'm not sure how that happened. If it was
we
yours.
didn't butcher it.
She's like, yes, I know. They killed everything. They broke the paddock nail.
Wait, what's going? So you live here, and someone else did this to you?
Yes. Yes.
Right.
You
How
see,
about you
he's
calm down?
He's trying very hard to calm down. He's just like
Calm down.
all teeth and claws at the moment.
Like my friend here just said, we only came in to see that whoever this place belongs to, we came to see if they were all right because we noticed it looked like there'd been a struggle. So we're here not to cause trouble. We just came in to see what was going on. So no more hissing.
Okay.
I said no more hissing.
Okay.
Tell us what happened.
What does the blue robe look like?
It looks like it just looks like it's his robe.
Okay.
Like around like the arms and the neck, it clearly like fits, but it's very long. So it's like
I want to know if we met a goblin wizard. Alright, you can continue. I'm sorry for derailing the conversation.
He's like, it's okay. I'm calm. I'm calm. I can be calm, Sandra. I'm calm. Hold on, I have to recover from the characters that I'm playing. These two just sons of bitches just came in and just broke in my paddock and they just set them all loose and they killed my assistant. And then the crow got out and he's just pointing. You hear like angry cawing from up in the rafters now as there's like just something flying around up there. It's just like most of it's like just angry cawing. And all of a sudden, like when he points up, you hear like this crow voice go, "Son of a bitch!" and it keeps going.
That's a very rude bird.
I conjured you. You'll behave.
Yeah, the orders seem real effective there.
Like sister and
So
strength.
who you said they came in? Who was they?
These fat, ugly ogres.
Ogres. Great. And why would they come and do this to you?
Boredom. I don't know. They're fucking ogres. I had the livestock and it just.
So they just came in, smashed your house, let your pets go, and killed your assistant, apparently? And just left the body? Like, that seems...
Wait, was the deer the assistant?
I don't have any other assistant. Except
All right, I
this
was just
bitch.
asking.
And he just points up at the crow, just following with his eyes.
Right. Whoop. Alright. Well, quite unfortunate for you.
Yes, yes it is. Yes it is, thank you. And just like walks around. You see him walk around, kind of picks up something off the ground, like smacks it around a bit. Pulls up on his head, kind of like makes his ears flop down even more as he puts his hat on. It's this little pointed hat that flops back. Green. You hear him muttering to himself in a language neither of you recognize, but you can assume to be some kind of goblinoid language. And as he's going on, he's just muttering and grumbling, and you see a couple times he stops and waves his hand over something, and a couple of, like, green, symbols kind of, like, swirl over it, and it, like, snaps back together, or, some, like, spilled water over here, he, like, kind of does another, motion, and it kind of, like, pulls up from the ground, swirls, and dissipates in the air, and he's just, like, little by little trying to clean.
So you're like one of those Doldyrna wizards I've heard so much about from the...
What? Yes. Except they won't claim me.
No.
They won't claim you.
No, they won't claim me. Goblins aren't supposed to learn magic.
Huh?
Well, aren't you just a regular rebel? You seem quite adept at it.
Thank you. You just go back to cleaning. He's like cleans from it and then comes back up and kind of like right up to you as far as he can get to you without going back down the stairs. He goes like, "What are you doing here?"
I told you, we came in here to see whoever lived here, what happened, and to see if you were still here and alive.
It's weirdly thoughtful.
Try.
What are you, altruists? I don't get altruists.
Altruist?
Altruists.
Altruist.
Altruists.
Altruist.
It is not clear whether or not it's his accent or he's mispronouncing it.
Well, if you're all right, is there anything we can do to help, or would you prefer that we be on our way?
Are you offering a favor?
Maybe it depends on what it is.
Depends. Are you altruists, though?
We showed up here not knowing if you were alive or not, so I think that
No, it's
I'd help answer that.
specifically the pilgrims that come up from the south that just do things, even when you don't want them to do anything, and they start putting flowers and
we're just
pots in your...
passing through. Now we're just passing through. We're just travelers. We just happened to see a place that looked like it'd seen some trouble, so we wanted to see if everyone was alright.
I don't pot any flowers. I do nice things, but if people can pay, I usually like that too.
Well... He kind of, like, scurries over to the window, kind of hops up and looks out. Like... He kind of hops back, comes over to you, he's like... Bye, Rashna.
Gotta go poke some
traveling
more
on
bread.
foot?
We are on foot.
Yeah.
You're on foot. And he goes back over to you, he goes like... That's a big axe. Are you good with that axe?
Decent. By decent, I mean really fucking good.
Alright.
And humble.
Why? So very humble. Very humble. Humblest of humble.
Well,
Nobody's more humbler than I am.
I might have a few things I can give as a favor. If you do a favor for me. He kind of smiles and is like all gnarly sharp teeth.
Little needle teeth. I suppose, keep talking.
Well, see, those
I'd be able to strike a deal here.
Those ogres took a lot of my things. There's valuable things.
Valuable things, I'm hearing, yeah?
I'd be willing to give you some of it, and you can keep whatever is not mine that you find. If you go kill the ogres.
Sounds interesting. I'd be willing to do it if we can.
You
get
know
Morrin to do it.
how far these ogres are?
Well, they were here a couple hours ago.
Do they live around here, do you know?
I don't know where they live, but I know that if they took food, they're gonna stop to eat. So they might not be far. If you need assurance, I can give an example of what I'm happy to give over. And he like holds up a potion that he pulls from somewhere in his robe. He's just kind of holding it like, what have you taken?
Cool.
Do me a favor, because I'm not a wizard, and tell me what this is before I accept it.
It's a potion of greater healing. It heals
I
you.
take it.
Alright. Yeah, we'll take that for sure.
We
Go
have
ahead.
a deal then. Excellent.
Yes.
Ow, my hips.
I hand it to Tyr because I realized that he's probably going to be the one who needs healing more.
Yes, see, I can give you another one of those, and a few other things. You're traveling on foot with a big axe. I'm sure you get hurt. A lot.
Fair amount. You know,
It's nothing.
Not
I've got
that much.
scars. I've got scars.
Alright, we'll do it.
Excellent.
There's no way we're gonna
The-
get Morrin to do this with us, but we're gonna go do it.
The crow flies down, like lands on top of his hat, and just goes like, great.
I have expected you to curse at us.
I have to admit, in the second, I wasn't sure what they were gonna say, but I was just like, you know what? This is crazy enough.
At least the bird knows somewhat how to be polite. Alright then. We'll go and deal with your ogres and be back.
Excellent. They went, and he runs over to the window. He points like, that way, and it's
That way.
it is. You guys are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here by now. He's pointing this way, so it's
Okay.
It's not out of your way, but it's like this way. It's not along the road.
Alright. So let's go and collect Morrin and see if we can get.
See if she wants
Punch
to kill
an
ogres with
ogre.
you.
See if she wants to.
Saying
punch
something
an
might be
ogre,
enough to
maybe get
convince her.
potion.
The potion. You can braid flower chains while we're at it. Alright, let's go.
They don't make a habit of reneging on deals with magic people.
As the goblin kind of just goes back to pick him. He's like, just be quick, before it's. Oh God forbid if it rains.
Can't you just like magic your roof fixed
Alright.
again?
There are limits to what I can do in a single morning.
You seem like a very wise and powerful wizard. I just figured it might be within the realm of possibility.
Roll charisma.
Fuck's sake. Is general like what?
Just general.
Fuck! The natural 20.
He just kind of like.
It was an
stops and,
nice compliment.
looks a little taken aback, just like.
You know what? You didn't even want to, but he seduced me.
accidental seduction. I believe in you. Wink.
He seems
Let's
very
go, Rhian.
touched.
All right, and we're off. I'm really glad now that we didn't chop up the deer.
Because apparently his assistant.
That would have been really awkward.
That's why you look inside the building for survivors before you start taking the kills.
That's my point. Very good.
Alright, so
Alright, we go back to Morrin and
wherever Tintlet's
Ling.
may
Tintlet's
be.
not here though. Can I take like a 5 minute
Yeah,
to go and
let's
get more
call a
to drink?
5 so Tintlet can finish with the bread. We are calling a 5 so you can bread. But team
Bread.
back together after. So keep me posted
Perfect.
at Tintin. Alright. 5 minutes. Oh god. Fuck. gotta get in here now. Get in here, you little monster.
Is he being a little turd?
Yeah, I tried to get him to come in and he decided to sit at the doorway instead. Now he's like scratching the door frame, staring at me through the clearly open door as if I closed him out because I nudged him. So he'd have to come up on the bed to get in. Get in here! You can open it! If you can see me, you can open it. Just see it going like...
What a doofus.
Doofus.
Fuss.
Yeah, the doorknob
Can't believe
opens
you're
the door.
teasing
Good for you.
that.
No, you're a doofus too. It's that boy! Did you see that whole computer jerk? That was him.
Yeah. Job shy. On you, mate.
You're on my cord. Get up.
Or you needing his cord.
Okay, Rashna. Are you here? Got the journal.
Got the journal.
Got the journal.
It's got like the little like pocket in the back and everything for loose pages.
Rashna, I want to make sure that your mic is working before we get started again. Are you here?
Can you hear me?
I can, yes. Just don't move away from the mic. We have to fix your setup. Okay. Now, are we ready to continue?
I think so.
Yay.
Yeah.
Alright, so Tyr and Rhian come out of the windmill with a new mission question mark. Morrin, Tintlet, did you guys keep walking or Morrin kept walking?
Yes, I did.
Stopped walking when she heard the scream, and then she didn't hear anything else, so she didn't really do anything.
Alright, so you can see Tintlet stopped a little ways away. Morrin is still walking. If you shout, she might hear you. Whether or not she'll stop is the question.
She won't. We gotta catch up to her.
Tintlet, Morrin! We have something that we might get paid for.
Morrin is still walking.
That's okay, the mission is in that direction.
So they eventually catch up to Tintlet. If you keep going, you can catch up to Morrin, because, like, she's walking. If you're jogging, it's not too hard. Hey, buddy, you want to behave? So Morrin, they eventually catch up to you, talking about a new mission with possible payment. Come on. Chill.
He's like, no! Mom!
Mom! God!
I do what I want.
Alright, if I put everything over here... Ow, ow. Will you play over here? You catch up to Morrin, what do you do?
So there's ogres and potions and stuff, and we might get potions and stuff, and ogres and stuff.
We don't
I
want to
think
get the
Tyr's a
ogres. We
better
want to
explainer.
kill the ogres. Alright. We found a goblin wizard in there. I guess he was attacked by ogres. And he has asked us to go and retrieve the stuff that was taken, I guess. Him.
Blue eyes.
No.
What does this have to do with rescuing the princess?
It doesn't have anything to do with rescuing the princess. It's just something to
We
do along
get-
the way.
we get paid with potions that we might need while fighting against whoever kidnapped the princess.
I'll hold up the
What
potion
kinds
that
of
we got.
potions?
Healing kinds. Wow, cat talk. I'm so excited.
Which way are the ogres?
Where we're going.
Okay.
What's easier than I expected? I
Diagonal.
told you. Told you. Killing ogres.
Yeah.
It's the way to get her on board.
Ogres are this way. Leave the dice alone. Alright, as you continue on the road, in the direction the goblin pointed, you eventually come where continuing on in that direction would take you off the road. However, you can tell by the wide berth of flattened grass that you might be going in the right direction. So, if, we would like to... Hi! Did you get yourself... What did you get? You
I
got
use
yourself a
my
D10.
not elven eyes to track.
Yes. So with Morrin tracking, you follow the trail.
No, Morrin.
That would be Rhian
Yeah,
tracking.
tracking. Sorry. It's the kitten. He distracted me.
You
Okay.
distract.
You play with the D10. I'm going to ignore you.
That's where all my D10s go.
Is it?
I throw them on the ground for the cats to play.
Oh no, it's a D12. I can't count.
Sometimes a 12.
One of those. Cat.
I'm not a barbarian. I don't use it.
Just the one barbarian.
He.
Yeah. Sadly.
Sigh.
I miss her.
She was fucking hilarious.
Should bring it back sometime.
Maybe for a one shot.
Takes a lot of energy.
For a one shot, then.
There we go.
That's why we have Morrin. Low energy.
Low energy, high yield.
I think the cat. I think the
She
cat.
did!
Cat just muted you?
Yes.
Bilbo, no!
Bilbo didn't want to hear it.
They're running around. Smaug is... There they go again. They're playing.
Chai's just hanging out right next to me, playing with the dice in my tray. Like, me.
Just saw a cat, heard a click, saw a mouth going, and then a
little mute symbol.
Damn it, that's all.
Alright. Following the trail of flattened grass, if I could get a order in which we are going, I'm assuming Rhian doing the tracky track up front.
Tracky track.
Yeah.
Who is bringing up the rear?
Probably
Okay.
Tintlet or Tyr.
I guess I will. That's usually.
She's scared.
But-
Alright, so then-
Aw.
It's in the center where it's safest.
I would go behind Rhian because Tintlet makes a lot of noise.
That's fair.
Well, then should she be in
Morrin,
Depends on
one to
what
turn
you
the
want.
back. Scared.
Oh my goodness!
At least this time she unmuted you as well.
It's like rocketed through there.
Jesus.
You guys. I don't know what got into them. I apologize.
It's almost Halloween. They're running around like Halloween.
Yeah. I mean, I would be too if it wasn't 10 p.m., but
Yeah.
I'm an old woman.
They're
I'm 16. I'm a grandmother.
okay. Yeah, so Tintlet, you have the option of removing the bells, but if you don't, you have to roll, assuming you guys are trying to not come right up on them, roll stealth at disadvantage.
She can take the belt off.
Okay.
So we're all rolling stuff now.
Are we all rolling stuff? What?
Yeah, you managed to track them. It takes about, within, you managed to follow the trail within the hour. You start to notice that there seems to be areas where they kind of like meandered or stopped, Rhian. So it you seem to be getting close. So now I would like everyone to roll for stealth. calm
23.
down. A 23?
21.
14.
14. Tear.
Can't roll tonight. I need different die.
Oh. You need special Morrin die.
Mm-hmm.
That's 14, 18, 23, and
Oh, the
21.
18. I didn't see it. Okay, so that was 18, 23, 21. Baby. And a 14.
No, sir.
I think it's because my dice aren't black.
It'd be even worse if you were rolling with any pink ones.
I did not do that.
Alright. So, despite a brief instance when Morrin, a buckle on you kind of gets caught in the grass and you stumble, it's like the single only ungraceful moment of this century for you.
Many to come with us as a party.
It seems to be infectious. You managed to come up in this area that seems like the smell hits you before you can see it through the tall grass. There's like a small copse of trees that rise up to meet you as you approach it. Because you kind of are near the wood now. It's only about a mile and a half away. But you can smell the absolute reek of like rotting flesh and waste, and it's just in something that smells like sweat and blech, all mixed together.
Ogre
which is a
stench.
distinct ogre smell, yes.
Awesome.
And you realize in enough time that you're getting close to kind of like duck down, and you manage to sneak up into the trees, and catch a glimpse of the camp without being noticed. You see, as I move you over to it, Heliwyr.
Yeah.
Heliwyr,
Yeah.
I need to do... Hello? You stupid...
Hello.
Alright. I need to... There we go. If everyone would place their icons for me. Down in the bottom right corner. And the explanation as to why you're down there and not on the top left is because you had to go around a hill.
How do you place an icon?
You're gonna go into your journal, click on the text of your name, and drag it into the map.
Row.
Meow.
What? He's going row. Row.
Alright, Tintlet, I moved you to the bottom corner. There we go.
Bebo's
We're going
waiting,
to
buddy.
put
Do you
in
see her? Because I
order.
do. People.
Okay. As you kind of like come around, move the hill, you can see this section of it kind of like carved away, and you can kind of sneak up fairly close. You don't have to be exactly 30 or 35 feet away from it. I just put you on the map because that's how big the campsite is. But you're able to sneak through the trees that you find on this side of the hill and get fairly close. You can see these two hulking shapes in this dugout section of the hill, just kind of like grumbling, growling at each other, kind of like lazily lounging, scratching. One has like half of a horse next to it that he's working on. And there's refuse strewn around them, a couple of carts that are in various stages of disrepair, beat the crap up. Small piles of bones, and then piles of like various things they've collected. And the smell is
They're
awful.
working on the horse. Is it dead?
It is dead.
Okay.
They're eating a horse.
the half of a horse is still a lot. No.
Stop chewing on the dice tray! He's got just leaned over with his mouth on it like, arr.
I motion a halt and say, "Hey guys, they're up ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot it. Should I
What?
go ahead and shoot it?"
Yes.
So I go ahead and shoot it.
You go ahead and shoot it.
I'm shooting. Can't I? My clicky thing is. Oh yeah, it's because shooting this one.
Which one? The left or the right?
The right.
Okay.
Don't ask me hard questions like left.
I blinked in the second you clicked on it. Alright, give me 1 sec to turn to a new page, the analog word, so that I may write down. Alright. You're shooting at the Dison?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll.
Oh, Bobby, Bebo, I'm sorry.
Oh, poor Bubby.
I'm so sorry. No, it was Bebo. I thought it was Bubby, but I accidentally kicked Bebo.
Bebo, no!
I know, she's so sensitive.
Poor Bebo.
I'm sorry, baby. Come back. Mama loves you.
Why are you
She
shooting with
won't
your
come
short bow
back.
and not a longbow?
Because I'm an idiot who hasn't put the longbow in my thing yet.
If you want to reroll the damage, I'll take the...
Yeah, I'll just. The 3 is from the sneak attack, but the
So roll me a longbow damage and we'll fix your sheet.
that's 4. So it's plus times. Longbow's a D8, right?
I can check. Longbow. Longbow. Yep.
Yeah, it's D8.
Watch it be lower than a 7.
That's 5 plus 4, so that's 9 plus 3.
9 plus 3?
That's 12. Yeah, 12 points of piercing damage to the die. Now, also cue battle music.
If Groovy was working. You said 12?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Calculator. Okay, so Rhian takes aim and boom, straight towards the ogre. In like 1 second, she's drawing the bow. Next second, it is wheeling back, howling with an arrow sticking out of its eye. And the other lurches up, swinging up a club, looks in the direction the arrow came from, and just roars. And roll initiative.
25.
25.
19.
Alright, I have... What was it? 19, 17, 13. So that's Morrin, Tintlet, Tyr.
Do we need to put up the initiative tracker?
I wrote it down.
Okay.
And I have to roll initiative for these guys.
Just a pair of pretty bastards.
Fit. Oh shit. And for my movement, no, I'm not gonna do that. I need to wait for initiative to do that. It's a surprise.
Okay. Just realized I wrote it down without any space, so I'm moving it. Okay. Initiative. As the ogre rears up and just roars in the direction of the trees, Morrin, you have the clearest vantage point and quickest reflexes. What do you do?
All right. Moving up here. And I'm gonna catch it with my spear.
Spear.
Natural 20.
That is a natural 20. 9 plus 2.
So you're not rolling very well with real dice on the computer.
Apparently I need to roll with this, so it looks like I need to roll another d6 because it doesn't look like it auto-rolled that second 1d6.
It did. It's the +2.
Yeah.
Oh,
1d6
okay.
credit.
I see that, yeah. Yep.
Right, so that was 11
So 11.
damage. So you dart forward and stab upward into its gut with your spear. Now it's got like a arrow sticking out of its eye, spear sticking out of its gut, streaming blood.
Bonus action, key point, flurry of blows.
Flurry of blows, go.
19.
And you, real quick, like, jab at its leg, and it kind of, like, slumps as if it's...
And there's
about
the
to be
second
gone.
one. 9. I imagine a 9 doesn't hit.
The first one you managed to catch it right aside of the knee, like, and the second one you miss as it, like, turns to try and get away from the small stabby punchy thing next to it.
Okay. And that's my turn.
And Tintlet.
I cast Dissonant Whispers. I can click on it. Give me a sec. Okay, so I've read it out and I have no idea why.
If you want to add it to the thing, you
I
hit
know, I got it.
Okay.
I'll cast it at level 1.
Okay.
The guy who...
Has to make a
Right,
wisdom
kind of
saving throw. Okay, you said you cast it at the guy who's already been beat on, or...
Yeah, that guy.
Alright, so... He's going to make a wisdom save.
There's one thing ogres are known for. It's the
Fuck. Why is your DC at 12?
it's 8 plus proficiency plus charisma.
Okay,
Yeah, I think her charisma is a +2.
yeah. I was just checking on that. Okay. So you start the spell and you see it stop and kind of like snarl and shake back and forth as it in just like for a brief second before it just like looks into the trees, still holding the arrow in its eye, and just like unaffected. Well, mildly affected. It looks like it has major migraine.
I'll take half damage.
Half damage. And that was 3d6, I believe.
That's half of 9, so 5 or 4, depending on what you want to take.
Right. Yeah, automatic rolled. Half of 9. We are rolling down because you want them to roll down for you. So that's 4.
Okay, also move over here. Yeah, that's rock.
Behind this rock. So you are ducking behind the rock, which gives you... By the size of it, I'd say you have half cover, which means you're going to add 2 to your AC. for the time being, as long as you're behind that rock.
Okay.
For ranged weapons.
For ranged weapons. Well, as long as it's on the opposite side of the cover, it's +2. Okay, and was that it?
Yeah, that's it for Tintlet.
Okay. The huge ass over on the left that was not hit an eye with an arrow is going to lumber forward 5, 10 towards Morrin. 15, but it's going to stay down here so I can see where it is. And it is going to take a swing with its great club, just like roaring, just right down. And like swings wildly because his brother beside him is like kind of like jabbing. He manages to catch him from his blind side with his club. And he swings wide and hits to the side of you, Morrin. And kind of stops and turns and like snarls at his brother. Before it is Tyr's turn.
I will move up. Tell it for now, but I don't think I can reach any of them yet.
Not with the melee weapon,
Got
but you think you have some
Yeah.
thrown ones. But so it's up to you.
I do. Yeah, I might as well. Got a javelin. I'm gonna go for the dude on the left.
On the left? So you rush forward and like hurl that javelin up, and it catches the one on the left in the shoulder, kind of jerks back. This is not the pen I needed. Where's the one that erases? Are you laughing at me? Anything else? Anything else, Tyr?
Nope. I
Okay.
said nope.
I didn't hear it.
Sorry.
The injured ogre is going to stagger and limber around, try and get in turn where it can see, and it's going to swing at Morrin with its great club as well. Because it is half blind, it also misses. So Morrin, you've in the last less than 6 seconds had a club smash down on one side, another smash down on the other. As it keeps moving around. And Rhian, it's your turn.
Alright,
She's
so
nice. She
that
hands him
injured
the
one
shadows.
with
The injured one that's lumbering closer.
the injured one that's lumbering closer is not within 5 feet of Morrin, so I will go for the one that took a javelin and see if I can get the other eye from the one that I blinded the other one.
So you're aiming for which one now? This is the one that
The
you
left
have blinded.
one.
This is the one that's got one in the shoulder. So you're aiming for the one with
I'm
something in the
going
shoulder?
for the one on the shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going for the opposite eye of the.
Okay, I see.
That one.
Yeah.
Go for it.
That's a 25 to hit,
I'd say that
I
gets it.
assume that.
Damn, girl.
So 8 plus 4
And that is another 12 damage.
12 is 30. So, you shoot another arrow, shoots up, hits it in its, this eye, because I was holding this one before.
That's right.
And, like, jerks, wheels back, and howls in pain. Are you going to use any more movement?
I am going to use movement to. I'm behind this rock.
Alright, size of the rock, like I said, for Tintlet, you have half cover. Add 2 to that AC. Morrin, it is once again your turn. You've got 2 half-blinded ogres that have swung wide on each side of you.
I've done my
Yep.
part.
Repeating what I did last time, but to the other one now, since he's in my melee. So that'll be spear. That's a
Spear
9. And then key, flurry of blows, flurry of blows. Looks like only one of them hit. Does 13 hit?
Yes.
You love rolling 9.
So you
Apparently.
go for a spear, but he's kind of staggering from the injury in his eye, and you kind of like go wide, but when you go for an undercut, you manage to catch him, same as you do the other one, in the knee before he moves away out of reach, and you can only like brush up against like the hide that's wrapped around his legs. But he takes 9. Math. Are you going to expend any movement?
Nope.
Nope. Alright. Tintlet, you again. You again.
Okay, so I go right in front of this guy, and I just go at him with my sword.
Alright, take a swing.
That's from the center column, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be in your attack column. Yeah, center column, above your inventory. It's gonna say attacks and spellcasting, so you just click on the word. Scimitar. Ooh, you got a natural 20.
That's a natural.
Yeah.
It's 9. So, with Tintlet's slash upward, she manages to gash the underside of its belly, and you see it pouring blood and now looking very unwell. Bloodied, you might say. Oh my god!
What?
Olivia's cat unplugged her PC. That's why she's frozen. Real quick.
What's with the cats tonight?
I don't know! This is insane! I will say in the meanwhile, while we are waiting,
You still have an ogre that needs to go.
yes, the ogre by Morrin is going to try and kick you. It's an unarmed strike, so that's going to be a 1d blah 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 plus that. If I could find the blah blah blah. There's a blah blah blah. Staggering back, he kicks out, catching you along the side. And you take 5 damage. You manage to just get caught by the side of his greaves instead of full-on toenail or up in the chest.
Okay.
It still don't feel good, though. As he staggers down here. Unwisely.
Did he just leave my melee?
He did.
Attack of opportunity.
Go ahead. They are not smart creatures.
12.
I think that hits for an ogre.
You just barely hit as he's getting away and slash at him with your spear.
Thanks to a rhyme, I know that if it meets, it beats.
Oh, there you go.
And you manage to catch what sounds, according by the volume at which he roars when you hit it, something kind of important. And he now is looking very little better off in comparison to his brother. Both of them look very bad now. And we are waiting for Olivia. Because your
Like,
cat hit
something
his
very
scratch.
important in me. By something very important, do you mean screaming soprano right now? Or liver? I don't.
She got him from behind, so
Kidneys. Okay.
probably. She
Yay.
is.
My
looking
gosh.
in the other room.
Gosh, the little asshole. Fucking hit the switch. Alright, I gotta get logged back into Roll20. Give me a second.
Once you're back in, it's your turn.
Alright. Did one of them die? Did we kill one of them?
Not
Oh no,
yet.
there it is. Never mind, I had to zoom out.
They are both bloodied, though.
Okay. Alright, I gotta pull my character sheet back up. I'm gonna rage, because I've been too timid with that. And I'm gonna attack this bastard here on the left.
On the left.
And I'm raging, so I've got the Storm Aura going. And I'm going to use my Great Axe for an actual attack.
Alright.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Okay.
That's
I just have to see
22.
how much.
22 points of damage.
That 6 was the auto damage, correct?
Yee.
Plus the rage 2.
Yee.
Okay, so that's 3.
Oh my gosh, this thing is so bright.
4.
Wait, I didn't add the 6. So it's 21.
6, 8, 10. 5 plus 18.
It did make the dexterity save, so it only takes 1 point of lightning damage instead of 2, I think.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really do much to subtract from the overall damage.
Either way, as Tyr lets out this vicious roar and electricity kind of starts arcing and crackling around him and slashes out with his great axe. You catch the ogre up the side of the front, and he just and then just flunks with this loud thump onto the ground, unmoving.
Inquiring minds that are very close to the ogre want to know, in what direction does it fall?
That's fair.
Let me fix my camera and I'll tell you. Sorry, Olivia was loading, so I needed to fix that. And then I gotta fix this. Okay. Because I'm not an asshole. Rhian, as this huge body twists and falls, it comes to no, rotate, damn it. Slump right beside you. One arm kind of smacking onto the rock beside you as you're sitting there huh.
If it fell on me, I would have liked to rage.
Could have almost died like I've been getting crushed by a cave troll.
You had cover. So you would have had a little hole to hide in underneath. The other ogre, with its one good eye, sees his brother fall, roars, and is going to swing out with its club at Tintlet, because she is the closest one.
Oh no.
Yes. And that is a 14, and you are no longer behind cover, so that... He swings wide. He does not have any depth anymore to his vision, so he swings like right
perception.
over your head. Yes, thank you. That's the word I was looking for. It swings. Just you feel your hair move as it swoops over you.
And you look gorgeous in the breeze.
And Rhian, it's your turn.
I shoot for the next eye.
Go for it.
That's a 21 to hit, and
Girl.
that is 7.
7 damage.
Rolling high.
Mhm.
All right, so you shoot, and the arrow arcs out, hits in the eye. It has now got 2 air tickets out of its eyes, like roars and twists, completely blind. As its roars kind of like echo against the carved out stone, you hear another roar from behind you about 20 feet, and this thudding running up quickly as another ogre,
Hey.
1, 2, 3.
a third, comes up
Oh shit.
behind you, and
In my
just
movement.
barely reaching you is the end of its movement. And we are back with one blinded ogre, one just arrived, and it is Morrin's turn.
Okay. Move over to this one. Is this the one that's still up, or is this one down?
The top ogre is still up, but he's blind.
Got it. Gonna hit him. Eight points of piercing.
And you rolled with advantage, correct? You don't need advantage.
I mean, I'll roll again just in case I get a nat 20, but no.
Alright, so you roll... We're taking that 8.
Yep.
So you dart up, stabbing it with your spear. You catch it up between the ribs into the chest, and it too, its roars cut off into a gurgling groan, and it slumps down, almost landing on Tintlet.
So it's
Like
5.
thuds down, like Tintlet. The ground shakes underneath your feet as it lands beside you, just with you standing. You're like rattled.
Boom. Right there. Bonus action, flurry of blows.
Flurry of blows. Go for it.
It's 24 and an 18.
Yeah. It's a 6 and a 6. 6. You manage to clock it kneecap, and it staggers.
With how well I'm rolling, I wish.
Huh?
Wish.
With how good I'm rolling tonight, I wish I had the sharpshooter feat so I'd actually be doing damage.
Okay, and Tintlet, it is your turn.
Okay, I also move to where the ogre is and continue swinging with my scimitar.
Alright, roll. You manage to slice up the side of its leg, giving 8 damage. Are you going to do anything else?
No.
That one's gone. Tyr, it's your turn.
All right, stormy boys blowing in. And oh fuck, dear, why?
You
Just like-
you dart in and swing as it is staggering from Morrin's kneecapping. And
Yeah,
you
we'll say
swing
that's
wide.
what happened.
I was. If you were a meaner DM,
I
what
would have
happened?
had you hit Rhian.
Yeah,
Oh no!
pulls it
Definitely
over his
no.
head and hits Rhian right
No.
behind him. Yeah.
No.
I
Definitely
am
not.
gonna check one thing real quick on your storm aura.
Yes. Should be on once on each turn.
Yeah. Okay, just making sure it's not automatic and it has to be activated. Because if we're automatic, then everyone within 5 feet of you needs to make a dex save.
No, it's whoever you choose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you swing wide because it is staggering, which means it is now the ogre's turn. As it turns and swings down. With its club. It lands right between Tyr and Morrin with the extremely heavy thud. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, it is.
It leaves like this crater almost in the ground between the two of you as it swings down, snarling. It's like leaning over, like tusks are in your face at this point. For it leaning down, and it is going to not have any other actions. So it is Rhiann's turn.
Rhian drops the bow, takes out a rapier and a poisoned knife to join the melee because I'm an idiot, but also I can't shoot from there. And I will try to do 2-weapon fighting, even though that's not my thing. And attack with the rapier. That's 25 to hit, so that's 11 damage on the first hit. And then with the dagger, the poison dagger, that is 16 to hit with 8 piercing and 12 poison damage if it doesn't make the Constitution save, which is an ogre. Sure, it has Constitution. Oh shit! So that's 12 plus 11, yeah, 23 plus 8 is 31 damage.
Alright, so as Rhian, you dart in with your rapier and slash for a sec. You cut it, like along the throat, and for a second, it like as it starts to try and lean back, it looks concerned, and then you come in with the dagger, and slice it up the arm as it's standing up. And now you see it for a second it like just roars and then just like starts to sway, and it looks quite within a couple of blows knocked the fight has been knocked well out of it, and it actually looks scared. And Morrin, it is your turn.
I'll hit it with the spear.
Spear. Stab. You cut up with the spear, catch it underneath the ribs. We lost Rashna. Catch it under the ribs, and it like starts to slump, bleeding, poisoned. Anything else?
That's it.
Tintlet. It's gone.
Here.
And it took me a second to remember it was who we lost.
Tintlet! Is it bread time?
It might be bread
Ooh, I
time.
want bread.
Oh, breadsticks.
I want brioche.
Ooh.
I know, me too.
What she's making.
She says, have to go, accidentally melted some shit in the oven because someone keeps putting plastic cookware in it.
It's not
Awesome.
a storage. Never mind.
Yep. Shit.
Well,
That sucks.
I hope the bread is safe.
I'm torn. She could roll for a killing blow, but is not here.
Let her.
Yeah.
Just roll for her.
Yeah.
Do what she would do.
She's scimitarring.
That's a
As this thing stumbles from
Cool.
Morrin's spear blow, Tintlet, the formerly frightened but now magnificent, slices up and gashes this thing across the throat. And pouring blood, it slumps forward, dead.
That reminds me of the TikTok. I'm not a li-" when the bard finally kills something. Then again, she is College of Swords, isn't she?
Yes,
Forgot.
she is.
But
Yep.
then I
Mhm.
realized
She's
been
the one
using
that's
swords.
not a loser. Okay. As the last ogre falls and thuds, you don't hear another one coming to join, so it seems like the fight is over. And we'll say
Right.
Tintlet, for
Alright.
the time being, having just killed quite a large creature, is just in shock.
I start looting.
You start looting.
That's what we're here for. I'm not.
You are not wrong. I go and retrieve my javelin and look around for the stuff that they must have taken from the goblin.
I retrieve.
Okay, I would like both of you to roll investigation. I am so washed out. 17, 18. Morrin, what are you up to while they loot?
Watching them.
Cool. All right. While they head off to loot, Morrin, as you're just kind of standing by the last dead ogre watching, you kind of hear something behind you. Sounds like creaking of wood and stamping of hooves, and the tree's a little ways off.
Yes.
I look behind.
Off to the side, kind of hidden in like this weird lean-to structure, they looks to be about 3 very panicked and could be healthier but alive horses crudely tied to a tree. Seems to be their pantry.
Yes.
While the other 2 of you, as you are looking through the piles of crap, are you looking in their stuff, or are you specifically looking on the ogres as well?
I'm looking on the ogres and in
Yeah,
all of
those.
their piles of stuff.
Alright, so if you have a pen,
Ugh. I'm getting one. Was it right? Barely. We're good.
one sec. Alright. Tyr, you discover among like all the stuff in the ogre's
You cut out who?
Tyr,
Okay.
as you look through the bags and the ogres you check, you find 40 gold pieces, a bundle of what looks like cloth ribbon done in gold, like along the side. A small iron box. A rolled up piece of parchment with a seal. A green gem that feels warm when you pick it up in a pile of clothes. And a small bag that when you open up and look inside, there's these 5 smooth oblong things inside. They kind of look like shells for a second, but when you touch one, it feels like your own armor. To scale. There are 5 of them there. This kind of like red.
What color did you say?
This like red color, and
red,
it hits the
bronzy.
light, has this kind of bronzish hue. And Rhian.
Alright.
Rhian, as you look on the stuff in the ogres, you find the third ogre. The third ogre that came up had managed to snag a. He has this like really fine pouch on him with 1,100 silver.
With 1,100?
1,100 silver and 70 gold.
1,100 silver.
And 70 gold.
This piece. And 70 gold.
And a small pouch of some kind of dust. And in the piles of stuff that you look through, you find 10 small blue stones. When you look at it, they seem like quartz.
Blue quartz.
In a couple of very large weapons, there is 1 longsword and 1 great axe that seem a little dinged along the handle, but pretty nice.
Alright.
Both of which are easily as long in the handle to tip as you are tall.
Alright. Is there anything special about... Yeah, they're dinged up. They're probably not special. You're not special. What?
I said they look quite nice.
Okay.
You found a longsword and a great axe. That seem nice. There's a dent in the handle because ogres had it, but if you leave them here, I'll smack you.
I won't. I'm taking them with me because even the not special versions of those weapons sell pretty well.
Also, while you guys are looking around, you can tell that, while most of what is here seems to be remains of whatever they've raided, 2 of the carts seem functional.
Well, there's our ride.
There are horses here. Should I let them go or what?
No,
We
we're
should
gonna
take
take
them.
those for the carts.
Why?
Because it's gonna be faster than walking, and you're all about saving time, so.
How fast do these go?
Fuck if I know. Faster than we do on foot, I guarantee it.
Your typical rate is about 300 feet per minute or 3 miles an hour. With 3 horses, I would let y'all travel at fast. It is a normal rate. So that would be about 4 miles an hour. So a little bit faster.
Seems like a lot of effort for just a little speed.
Well, that's their
Whatever,
normal
right
rate.
now.
You are going, like, fast with them.
You don't want
Just
to
to
push
make sure
these.
you have the mechanics. Like, you're not at disadvantage for traveling at that speed with these horses. Whereas if you were traveling at that speed on foot, you're at disadvantage perception.
Great.
Although we probably shouldn't go too fast with these horses because they look a bit haggard.
Right. And then maybe we can trade them for or two of those elk things that guy had. You'd like that, wouldn't you, Rhian?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured.
Just yes.
Thanks. Alright, well, I think we should gather our things, gather the horses, and I, see if we can figure out if we can hook them up to one of the wagons. We can walk back with them, so it's not too hard for him, but we can at least load all this stuff we found in the cart. If it's somewhat light.
Whoever is
Okay.
handling the horses, because they are quite panicked, is going to have to roll animal handling.
Rhian?
I will roll animal handling. That's an 18.
It takes some shushing and soft words, but the horses eventually seem to register that you are not going to eat them. Although they do seem to be giving your very large blue friend a side eye as you bring them up to the cart.
It's okay, babies. Horses stringy. I won't eat.
Okay.
And you guys barely have anything on the bone right now. Fatten you up before I do eat. It just needs to sound kind, okay, guys?
Yeah, it's all in the tone of voice. I get it.
Jesus.
Pick whichever.
I love Rhian, but she frightens me.
Just a little bit. The best way. Say we pick whichever of the wagon seems to be in best condition.
You pick the one that seems to have the least damage and hitch the horses up and load up your new all of your wares. Doesn't quite fill the wagon, but you now have a wagon of stuff
Stuff!
and 3 horses.
Stuff and
You
3
like a bandit.
horses.
Stuff and 3 horses.
Feel like a peddler now.
And did we make it through a fight without anybody taking damage?
I think like Morrin
Morrin
took
took
5.
5 points.
Oh, okay.
They kept missing you.
I did. I
Yeah.
just realized I don't think anybody else got hit.
Like I was sitting there looking, it's
I
like
kept
no one
going
got
for the
hit, and I
eyes.
just threw a third ogre, so I'm like, no one's gotten hit. These are ogres.
We're badasses, you guys.
You're
I
just
can't believe that you
really
only
bad
took
at it.
5 when you took damage. Oh yeah, it was because of the kick.
Yeah.
Because it was just a kick. If it was anything else, it was way.
You were just like, no, get away!
Yeah, I was concerned. That's why I took out my poison knife, of which I don't know if it's functioning correctly because that was a lot.
That
I'm
was a
just
lot.
using what you
I'll
put on
double
it.
check what I put in there, because I put in the way it's supposed to go in. So I'll double
Hey.
check, but yeah.
Alright.
That's why
Okay.
dual wielding is good in early levels. Falls off pretty quickly,
Yes.
but early level.
Alright, so you load
Use it
up
while
the
you can.
cart,
Put up the cart, head back to Goblin Wizard.
back to the road,
person.
head back to the goblin wizard person. Oh,
Well,
right.
Yeah, we're
I'm in the
not far.
Yeah, you're not
While I'm
far.
in the cart, I try to study my hour because I'm probably not going to use either of these. Right? But I study the new longsword and great axe. See if there's anything special about them.
As you examine them, I'm not going to make you roll for it. As you examine them, you get the impression that they might be slightly more adept when it comes to finding their mark or doing some damage. Each one of them is a +1.
+1.
+1 longsword, +1 great axe.
All right. Hey, Tiernan, you need a new great axe because this one's I think might be better than the one you have.
Oh, is it now? Well, I'm very interested in that.
I hand it over.
Thank you. And I will divide the gold up
Part.
with everyone. You said there was 40 pieces, is that correct?
Yeah, you found 40 pieces of gold.
Yeah.
Oh, 10 a piece?
Add it. Let's add it up to mine too, because we're gonna split that as well.
Oh, yes, you have some as well.
Yeah, if you had kept yours, I wouldn't have said anything. But
Oh,
since
I was
you're
gonna share
dividing
it.
off of that,
Yeah, I mean, if you want to keep yours, just expect you to treat me to a meal or a drink every now and then.
no, I was gonna feel bad, so I'm gonna split it up.
Tyr is very much a team person.
Alright, so if you're dividing it 4 ways, each of you now has 275 more silver.
175 more silver?
275 more silver.
Silver?
And that's 70 plus 40 divided by 4. And 27 more gold.
Nice.
There are 2 gold pieces left over, though, from dividing that.
I don't care.
Aaron can keep it.
I'll keep one, but I'll. One of them
Just
goes
keep
to
it.
the final kill reward for Tintlet.
Oh, that's fair.
Alright. And there's also the gems and shit that I listed.
Got blue quartz, pouch of weird dust. What I wrote down. I know you didn't. But
Yep. And do you want to the journey back is going to be about with the cart as you're getting the handle of it, it's getting them used to pulling the cart and getting back. I'd say hour or so. So you want to head straight back, or are you going to be looking over anything else?
Is there
I'm gonna
anything in the
try to
immediate area that looks interesting?
Well, to you, Tyr, most of it looks like shiny or stuff. But if there's anything particular you want to pick up and look at specifically, you can roll, and I'll tell you what you figure out. Like, what of what I listed would you like to examine? Is what I'm saying.
Oh, I gotcha. Sorry. I would like a better look at the iron box and the parchment.
Okay. Examining the iron box, it seems pretty basic. There's some, like, stuff inscribed on it, but it looks mostly decorative. It looks like it's just, like, a fancy thing in which to hold stuff. The parchment...
It's just a box. Is it locked or anything?
It's not locked, it's empty.
Okay. Empty. Gotcha. And the parchment?
Parchment, as you examine it, the wax seal on it looks kind of like a sigil you saw on some of the papers that were strewn out in the yard in front of the Goblin Wizard's house. And if you hold it up to the light, you can kind of see more stuff inscribed on the inside.
Can I read it?
You cannot read it.
Okay. And the gem?
The gem, as you kind of look over it, you can tell that it's, it feels, like, warm. Like, it's got its own kind of warmth to it.
Giving off some form of warmth?
Yes. I would ask you to roll an Arcana for me.
$11.
Okay. You can tell that it probably is imbued with some kind of property, but you cannot tell what kind.
Okay. And the scales?
The scales, roll me a nature check. There you go. At first when you picked them up, they kind of reminded you of your own, but upon examination, they seem a lot thicker, a lot hardier. You kind of feel like they might actually be dragon scales.
How big are we talking? You said small.
Each one, like, the biggest is about the size of your full hand all the way around. The smallest is about, like, half of your palm, and there's 5 of them.
Interesting. So I think when we get back to this goblin, we should ask him what all he was missing. As I'm assuming most of this came from him, but just in case it didn't, Let's not hand over anything we don't have to.
I don't know why a wizard would need a longsword. Great axe.
Rhian, was
Probably not, but you never know.
Rhian, was there anything you were going to look at besides the weapons?
I wanted to try and identify the pouch of dust and see if there was anything special about the 10 blue quartz crystal thingies.
Okay.
Sure hope none of the money was his. Because I think we lost that on the way. Yeah.
The pouch of dust, you can roll... Just roll me investigation.
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 23.
There you go. Well, as you're examining the quartz, they seem just standard blue quartz, really nice, really clear. You might get a pretty penny for them, but they don't have like quality in and of themselves. Each one is about the size that you would probably wager is more or less 10 gold worth. The powder, as you're kind of like opening up, playing with it, you kind of like rub it on your fingers a little bit, and you kind of see this like, at first it's like this silvery quality once it touches your fingers, and then you kind of see this holding up the very edge of your finger where it's touched. You can kind of like see almost not, at first you mistake it for reflection, but it's actually kind of through the other side in the moment before it blows away. You have yourself a pouch of dust of disappearance is what you've got.
Sure.
And after your leading of the horses and examining all your goodies, you make it back around to the Goblin Wizard's windmill. You can kind of see as you're coming up, your arrival is preceded on, like, once you've hit the road again by kind of like the cart moving and the horses. So you kind of see like a head kind of pop up in the window and then come back down as you're heading up and kind of comes in, runs out, spooking the horses, which you have to rein in as the goblin runs up and jumps on the side of the horse like, "Did you get my stuff?"
We got stuff. We didn't see any potions, but there's some dust here that
Rhian,
might...
like I said, we ask him what he's missing.
Rhiannon's an overshare.
I know, and I'm trying to help her. We took care of your ogre problem, and we got some stuff, but we need to know what all it was that they took from you.
Okay.
Before we hand anything over.
He hops down. He's like pacing a tight circle while counting off his fingers. Okay, there's the ribbons, and I had a box with the gem in it, and then there was the little scroll. There's a scroll. It's got a few spells inscribed onto that, and they killed my assistant. Most everything else, they kind of
we know about that.
Trampled or killed.
Alright, well, we've got your box, you got your gem, there's a scroll. I'll start pulling the stuff out, setting it aside. What else did he say?
He said ribbons, box, scroll, and grumbling about livestock.
Livestock. Right, about that livestock, actually. Very curious about that. I'll hand over the stuff that he listed. You said all those deer critters, were they elk of some sort? Those all yours?
So, I mean, that one was my assistant, and they followed her around. They're their own. The aurochs are their own.
Oh, they're aurochs, huh? It's a shame. I was hoping they might have been yours.
I mean, do I feed them? Yes.
You know how to get them to come around?
Psst, psst, psst.
Not cats!
Noted.
It works for me. I love that face. It's just like, are you fucking kidding?
Right.
Right, and I owed you. They took my gold. Potions! And he runs
Don't worry.
inside.
Yeah, at least gonna say don't worry about it. Gold potions will do.
And he comes and runs back out with 2 bottles. Like, there's, 4 of you. He holds up 2 potions.
You said there's 4 of us, and you gave me
They
2.
smashed a lot. And he looks over and from the pile of things, he's like, he picks up the gem and holds out. I was like, here, I've given you 4 things. The one that she took,
it?
those 2 and this.
Is it?
It's,
Take it.
it's an elemental gem.
I'm fine
What
with
sort are we
that.
talking?
It's green, so earth, probably.
Probably, you don't know.
It's green!
Sounds dangerous. Alright, we'll go with that. Here, Rhian, you're the earthy sort.
All right.
You see him kind of look at this.
And what are the other
skull.
potions you gave us?
Potions? It's healing.
Alright,
Of
here,
the good
and I'll hand
kinds.
one
So you
to Morrin.
Alright, so, Tyr has an elemental gem, and there's 3 potions of healing among you.
I handed the gem over to Rhian, because,
And
yes.
I also
Right.
have Dust of Disappearance,
Yes.
which I'm not saying I'm definitely dyslexic, but I spelled it a lot differently than the way it is spelled on the website.
Good job.
And now, as he's kind of looking over his things, and just kind of like, he checks the scroll, and is like, oh, okay. And then he seems, once he gets his hands on the ribbons, and is like, oh, okay. He seems to, like,
alright, so-
intensely calm down. He's like, okay, thank you very much. The ribbons were important.
That's what those are?
It's just ribbon. Like, you've
Just
had them
ribbon.
the entire time. They were just ribbon. They were pretty ribbon, but it was ribbon.
Pretty ribbon. Alright, is there anything else you'll be needing?
No,
Okay, let's go.
yes. So, thank you. It's, yes. And he just is gathering up his things.
All right, so are we gonna go to some milk? Or...
Did we game?
No.
Not tonight.
Mom says no.
You've got 3 horses.
Exactly,
Speaking of
3
which,
horses. There's 4 of us.
Yeah. But we can hook them up to the wagon and 4 of us.
Or
Yeah.
someone could share.
Yeah, but
There's 2
What
for
I'm
the
thinking
wagon, 1
is
to
I-
ride, and the wagon.
no, what I was thinking before the wagon even came up, because I didn't know that any of the wagons worked. Back when I first had this idea, I was, yes, 3 people have horses. Now it's only right for them to let me stop and get.
All right. Well, if we're done with the session,
Oh,
I've
yeah,
got to
we're
go to
done.
bed.
Yeah. Alright, so
Bye, guys.
as you guys head off along the road, when we'll pick up next session, traveling to Stagside.
Bye.
Good night.
Right.
Perfect. Good night.